welcome to my views and news. Some news stories from Ethiopia. Firstly, viewers, Amhara regional government today shared some pictures of former members of Amhara Special Force. We know that Amhara Special Force, other regional special forces were disbanded in Ethiopia, and these regional special force members are now being incorporated in regional police, regional prison police, and federal forces, federal police, and Ethiopian National Defense Force. How many former members of Amhara Special Force have been integrated into federal police and Ethiopian National Defense Force? And today's pictures showed some Amhara Special Force members were being given new assignments. Secondly, OLA fighters were seen today along a main road which links Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, with eastern Oromia. So they are in a position that they are taking control of roads, sometimes collecting taxes there. And thirdly, viewers, Taye Dendea, the Oromia region's member of parliament to the House of Representatives today lashed out at Oromia regional government. We saw today big, or you can say impressive protests in Oromia. Support rallies, not protests, support rallies for Ethiopian National Defense Force. Slogans chanted for Ethiopian army to show the support by locals. But Taye Dendea in today's message criticized these rallies. What did he say? What is his position about today's rallies taken out mainly in Oromia and Sidama SNNPR? Firstly, viewers, Amhara Special Force members, former Amhara Special Force members are being integrated into other forces. Today, Amhara state media showed dozens of former Amhara Special Force members who have completed their training. They're going to be part of Amhara region's prison police. And before that, we have seen some programs showing that Amhara Special Force members are going to be part of regional police too. They were shown with regional police officials, and today these Amhara Special Force members, they completed their training. Now they're going to join prison police, which is basically regional, I think, police, regional force. Question is, how many former Amhara Special Force members have been integrated into Ethiopian army? How many have been integrated into federal police? How many are still missing? How many have joined Fano? Why is that Amhara regional government is not sharing details? That is why people start speculating that majority of Amhara Special Force members is joining Fano. Why is there such speculation going around? Because regional government, federal government, is silent. Only Girma Shitila once, I think, shared some details. He said around 30% of Amhara Special Force members had not returned to camps. They had not handed over their weapons. So it means that they were not ready to hand over weapons, so they might have joined Fano. He was assassinated, and since then, complete silence. One of the criticism, one of the grievances of the groups in the region, Amharian, is that these former Amhara Special members will not be integrated into Ethiopian army and federal police. Why? Because they are seen as Amhara hardliners. That is why government should share details of how many were total, how many integrated in federal police, how many in regional police, prison police, and Ethiopian National Defense, and how many are still missing. No one knows. That is why speculations are prevalent. But thousands have joined Fano fighters. Thousands did not return reportedly to their camps. Secondly, viewers, OLA fighters were seen today along a main road which links Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, with eastern Oromia. Eastern Oromia is not traditional stronghold of the Oromo Liberation Army, but lately we have seen that OLA fighters carried out some attacks in East Shiva. East Shiva is not main power base of OLA. OLA's main power base is Velaga and Guji Burana as well. It was OLA's power base, but from there they were dislodged last year. But now we're seeing their presence in East Shiva. We saw attacks by OLA fighters in Adame Tolo, in another place in East Shiva too. And today they shared some pictures from Maki. Maki town is in East Shiva. Main road links Maki with Addis Ababa, and they were seen along this main road. And we saw them in Bishoftu too, just 30 kilometers away from Addis Ababa. So you see, they have their presence very close to the capital. They are in East Shiva, they're in West Shiva, they're in Velaga, they are in RC, and they are obviously in South Shiva as well. And the way they are operating, if they are able to patrol along main roads, it means they're in a position to carry out attacks as well. Yes, we can say that they're in a position to capture Addis Ababa, but they have their presence very close to the capital, and they can carry out attacks anywhere in Oromia, I think. They can hit any part of Oromia. They have their presence in almost all regions of Ethiopia in varying degrees, it seems. No signs so far, no announcement of start of talks. Talks were due to start today, by the way. We learned last week that talks could start on Sunday. Today is Sunday. No announcement so far. Let's see. Let's hope that the two sides agree to start of talks, second round of talks. Lastly, viewers, Taye Dendea today once again slammed Oromia regional government. He is member of parliament, a minister as well, close to PM Abiy, critical of Shimelis Abdisa like Hangas Ibrahim, but he does not pull any punches when it comes to criticizing regional government. And we have seen in the last 1 month or so that on 3 occasions he opposed Oromia regional government's policies publicly. We saw him speak against the signing of contract by Oromia regional government for construction of Oromia region's palace in Addis Ababa. He said people need development, prosperity, not palaces. Then he, I think last night he spoke. And last night we heard from him when he opposed what is happening in Shaggar, demolition of mosques, people's houses, churches. He opposed it, saying that the government should not target groups, sects under the guise of law enforcement operations. And then today he spoke in response to today's support rallies held across Oromia. Today we saw rallies in support of Ethiopian army taken out in Oromia, in different parts of Oromia. We saw rallies in Jema, in Shaggar city, in Borana. There were rallies in Sidama too, in SNNPR as well, in Volaita I think too, SNNPR, and people there chanted slogans in support of Ethiopian army. No rallies in Tigray, no rallies in Amhara, in Somalia far too, I think. Taye Dendea criticized Oromia regional government's decision to back rallies in Oromia. He said, if we want to strengthen Ethiopian army, we should lighten the burden of the army. Burden of handling conflicts. There are conflicts in Oromia, outside Oromia. The conflict should be resolved. That is the way to release the pressure which is on Ethiopian army, because it is involved in resolving conflicts through military means. Very valid point raised by Taye Dendea. Secondly, he said that why no rallies in other regions? Why rallies just in Oromia? It would be a bad message to other Ethiopians if rallies are being held only in Oromia. ENDF is not Oromia's force. ENDF is Ethiopian force. So it's not good for people of Oromia, for Oromia, that rallies were held in just Oromia today. Again, valid point. I read this point in the last video too. And secondly, he talked about talks. He said we talked to TPLF, we should talk to OLA as well. Conflicts in the region should be resolved, and outside region as well. Conflicts between neighbors should be resolved. Oromia, Amhara conflicts, and that only way to strengthen Ethiopian army is by resolving conflict, by modernizing Ethiopian army, not by chanting slogans and taking out rallies. Very practical suggestion and very valid criticism by Taye Dendea. Obviously, if Ethiopian army is federal army, all regions should have been involved in support rallies today. Why just Oromia and Sidama, SNNPR? And yes, if conflicts remain unresolved, army resources would be channeled towards resolution of these conflicts. How can army turn into a modern, well-equipped force if it is busy fighting only internal conflicts? Taye Dendea is close to PM Abiy. When he speaks, obviously, he knows that he has backing of the Prime Minister, and he puts pressure upon Shimalis Abdisa, Oromia regions, the president. I think we could see some changes in Oromia. The way Taye Dendea is becoming very active in Oromia, criticizing Shimalis Abdisa, we could see some political change in Oromia in the coming months, I think. Thank you for watching.